This is Michael from Love is the Way, an online portal of all things spiritual. Today we are presenting a video recorded by Angie of Andy Lang, a psychic medium and director of the New Age Festival in Hobart. Love is the Way will be presenting more videos of interesting people with their spiritual views and ideas and how they came across their spiritual gifts. Watch our social media sites for more to come. In the meantime, enjoy this video with Angie.
I have Andy Lang here, who is a good friend, a psychic medium, and he's also the creator of the New Age Festival. Welcome to this interview, Andy.
Thank you, Angie.
Asking you a few questions today.
Go for it.
So tell me when it all started with you, with knowing that you had psychic.
Knowing that I actually had psychic properly around year 8, so about 14 at a school camp. Long story short, discovered a spirit, blah, 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 had a very long chat, and the next day when I went to speak to this person, they weren't there. So I was telling people, as in the tour guide on the way out about it, and they showed me an article, etc., that also told me that the person had passed away a few weeks before.
Wow. Exactly
where we were. So that's when it hit, but I do come from a line of clairvoyance, so I'm the 5th generation in my family to practice. And look, also teaching my little one as we go.
Yes.
About the practices, etc., and about, what I do.
So she's picking it up too.
Oh,
she started really early, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's a 7 and started about 6 probably. And just loves to know and the knowing and asking lots of questions, especially when it comes to the spirit side.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
It
you
is.
Must feel really excited about that.
Excited but nervous.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So, can you describe how it feels when messages come through?
Everybody works in a different way. So the way I really work is probably, I connect to a person. Once a soul actually comes through, each one's different. So never anyone, when I'm in mediumship, it doesn't all come the same. So some people give me smells, taste, some people tell me names, etc., where some will sit back, arms crossed, etc., and go, nope, not going to give you anything. So each thing's different. So there's no exact feeling as such that what comes through, but I can definitely tell, but by the time that I'm ending with one, that it's like, it's just exhaustion probably is the best way.
So it's quite tiring to do it.
Very tiring to do it.
Yeah, and it's quite challenging sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the person that you also have, not the spirit, but the person that you're reading for. So sometimes they can be very, very blasé about it. So I like to give 3 bits of confirmation before a spirit comes through to go, this is blah, blah, blah. And some people will just sit there and give you a blank look and go, well, I'm not telling you anything, you tell me.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, for me, I like to use the 3 bits of information they give me so I know I'm connecting to the right person. Otherwise, you're going to connect to Great Uncle Tom that passed 50 years ago and they're going to be like, well, that made no sense.
No. That's interesting. Can you feel the love coming from the people on the other side?
Yes.
You experience that emotion
most definitely.
Through your body?
I recently had a mum who lost her son. She came through and the emotion, the love, the generosity. I think that between us both, we both had tears, the mum and I.
Yeah.
Because you could actually feel it and feel his connection and what he was passing through. So you can always feel the love from them. And one thing is when they pass their love on, they use their words of, look, I pass on my love, or tell them that I love them. So love's definitely a big thing on the spirit side. Love never dies.
No. Love is the way, actually.
Love is the way for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you get a better connection when you're actually sitting with a client rather than talking to them on a Zoom call or something?
No, exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same. So all I ask for from my business manager, who's my sister, is to put their first name in the calendar, how long they're here for, and I'll just do a short meditation around that person's name if it's a long session.
Okay.
For a festival, it's like, since I don't get a chance to see who's coming in the door that day, yeah, it's an easy connection where sometimes the technology can be very difficult, just lags, etc. But I never find a problem. If the spirit want to connect, they can connect.
They definitely come in.
They definitely come in.
Yeah. Must be hard working with the other readers around you, with all of their connections going on.
Yeah,
as well.
what I do is the night before, I always set up. No matter if it's my festival or somebody else's, I'll always be there the night before, and I'll set up. I call it my little wall.
Yes.
And I always like to be right at the back. If anyone sees me, I'm always right at the back of the room, and I put a brick wall around me, is what I call it. So, yep, straight at the side, straight there, and in front of the table. Just so that when I am connecting, I'm not, picking up the person next to me that's reading the energy, etc. And sometimes when I walk out of my little block or, do things, it's like, oh, okay, I'm really confused now. Because it can get really confusing stepping into somebody else's energy.
Yes, yeah, I know what you mean about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Have you ever done a reading for a celebrity?
A few.
You don't have to tell us who.
Don't have to do a few. Yes, definitely. I've done it for a few so far. A few high-profile people. Even done interviews for documentaries, etc. And I can classify one because it's just been released. I recently did one with Jack Osborne's team.
Okay.
So Ozzy Osbourne's son.
Wow.
Yeah, he's into paranormal investigations at the moment. So yeah, it was him and I over a Zoom call, just chatting all about the paranormal, etc. And yeah, so he interviewed me. But yeah, again, in the everyday, I've got politicians, I've got blah blah blah. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Can anyone do this?
Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Anybody, I believe, can do it. It's just, I'm very funny with the way I do it. So I say you've got to do it the right way.
Yes.
You can't hold back. And that's one thing with me, is I don't hold back. If a spirit's swearing, I'm going to pass their swear word on. And I have to, because it's like, yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, anybody can do it. It's just, you've got to do it, especially in the mediumship side. You've got to do it how the spirit want you to do it.
Yes.
So, and that's the only thing that I do differently to a lot of other people, is I'll pass it on how they tell me.
Yes. Yeah.
So I had one not long ago that he wanted to swear every 5 minutes. And I said to his mum, I said, look, he wants to swear every 5 minutes. And she laughed and she said, well, I'd be very surprised if you didn't tell me that. She said, because he does not like talking without using the F word at least 6 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I feel a bit better now.
Yeah, it confirms their personality, doesn't it?
And it does, because each personality is unique. Just like yours and I's, Angie. It's like, yep, the way we have a conversation is the same way I have a conversation with the other side.
That's amazing.
So, but yes, question, everybody can do it. It's just, do it properly.
Yeah.
I always say to people, and don't do it for money. Yep, I know that it's an income stream, etc., but it can't be all about money.
You do it for love.
You do it for love.
Yeah.
You do it to see the people and, the connections. And I have clients where, and I can disclose this because I've got permission, I had a client that's been a long-term client. Her son decided to take his own life. And she asked for a conversation with me, and she's like, I just need to know if he's okay.
Yeah.
At the end of it, she said to me, we're on the phone for about 30 minutes. It just happened that day. And she's like, can you tell me how much I owe you? And my words were, don't ever be so stupid in thinking that you've got to pay me money for doing this or picking up the phone to you in a time of need.
Yeah.
It's who I am.
Yeah.
So
that's wonderful.
That's what you've got to do for people. And when it becomes about money or money orientated all the time, it never works. That's when people start to lose their gifts, etc., because it becomes about the money and not about the passion or the love.
So that when they're charging too much,
yes,
the work dries up.
That's it.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
It's like, I know lots of newer readers, etc., around that actually charge more than myself.
Okay.
And I've been doing this for over 20 years now. Makes me sound old. But yeah, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I hear of other new readers, etc., that a lady in Melbourne was charging $190 for 30 minutes.
Oh, gosh.
And yeah, that's even above my hourly rate. So I'm like, okay. She's been doing it for a year and a half at that stage. And she's like, oh, but that's the Melbourne rate. That's cheap. And I'm like, yeah, but you're more doing it for the money than, yeah. So I always say when people are starting out, look at your fees. Look at how much cost it is. Look at the climate, the economy, etc. What can people afford?
And who you want to aim it at.
That's
Because,
it.
you know, people that can't really afford it, they still need to know those things.
They still need to know.
They still need that connection. Yeah. Okay, tell me about the New Age Festival that's coming up. I'm so excited to be a stallholder there.
New Age Festival is the 16th and 17th of September.
Yep.
The reason I just created the New Age Festival was because I wanted to bring the community together.
Yes.
It's all about the community. It's all about people like yourself, Angie, that you can come in and like be a part of us. Be a part of a community and a family. It's not about, oh, I'm better than the next person or anything like that. We're a big family, so I wanted to create a equal playing field for everybody.
Yeah, and it feels like that. We feel like we're soul family.
Oh.
Des and I just love getting together with everyone that goes there as a stallholder, and you're right, and no one's sort of bragging that they do anything.
No one's bragging that we do it differently, and everyone can ask each other questions, like without nitpicking or anything like that, or it's not, oh, this is the best person, etc. So I created it to make a spiritual family. I wanted to show Tasmania especially what could be offered.
Yeah.
What could be offered. And I'm lucky because I have my family working with me beside me.
You do. And they're very efficient. They keep you in line and get everything done, and it's fantastic.
So I do all the behind the scenes of the festival. Everything from radio ads, organising venues, etc. to, on the weekend, I'm a reader. I'm a part of the family. I'm not the one that you're going to see walk in to the reader's booking table and go, yep, here's Andy Lang, book with him. No.
And you don't make much profit from it, do you? You don't make any profit.
I don't make a cent.
No. That's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah, so New Age Festival, a lot of it some of the things come out of my pocket, which I'd rather it come out to have a successful event out of my pocket rather than make huge amounts of money off it. As I said before, the industry sometimes is driven too much for money.
Yes, it is.
And it's like, my stallholders know, like yourself, that, okay, radio advertising, blah, 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 and we always ask for feedback from you guys. Feedback is the main thing to make us better.
Yeah.
So over the years we've had sandwich boards, can you do this? Till a few years ago somebody said, radio. And it's like, okay, we jumped on it. We've only increased our margin and like with radio, so
but it gets it out there.
It gets it out there.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to come in at the beginning of each day on the 16th and 17th to see the opening ceremony that we do, you'll feel the love that we have there.
You'll definitely feel the love, and again, it's not something that I get there and say good morning, do the welcome to country, and then I hand it over to somebody else to do the ceremony.
Yeah.
Because like that's what we're about. It doesn't need to be the Andy Lang show. It can be, Julie's really good with drumming from Rock on Wood, Paulette's great with drumming, and it's like anybody can come and say, oh Andy, I want to go.
The energy that we generate is incredible.
It's good because everybody can walk. It doesn't matter if you've got an instrument, if even you've got your hands. It's like everybody, and it's to bring the love in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that energy afterwards is just, I feel it for a good 30 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
Like before I can actually calm down and get into reading mode myself.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So it's 16th, 17th of September, Saturday, Sunday, 10 till 4.
10 till 4.
Gold coin donation.
Yeah.
And about 20 stalls, isn't it?
20 stalls, yeah. And I think this time we have 10 readers.
10 There
20 stalls, Glenorchy Football Club.
Easy parking.
Oh, parking's great and free.
That's right.
Which is always a bonus with parking, because parking is, yeah, you've been to lots before with me. Angie's been with me. I think you've done everyone but my first ever.
Oh,
So,
probably
yeah.
right. Yeah.
It's like, and parking has always been one of those terrible things of, oh, you can't find car parking
on a Saturday or
Yeah.
a Sunday.
So at the footy club, you'd be lucky not to get a park because there's parking everywhere.
There is.
You've got the big car park that we're in, and then again, if that was full, not that I've ever seen it completely full all the way down, but even if that was full, across the road about 10 metres is a shopping centre.
It's really easy. Yeah.
So, and they've got probably about the same parking spots as we do.
Yeah. So just a few more questions. You're going to be doing another psychic development workshop before the end of the year at Ametrine.
I am doing another one.
We love it when you come up, and everyone that comes up to do the workshops love Andy up there. So.
And it's great to do it up there because at Ametrine it's just this unique, beautiful spot that you can just walk into, and it's like, and every workshop so far has been different to the last.
It has.
So we've had a couple of people that have done the two that I've done up there so far.
Yep.
And it's like everybody says, oh, but it was different to last time. Because, I don't just copy it from a book. I sit down about a week before and start to plan it out. And even though at the start of it I'm going, oh, I don't think I've got enough material. At the end of the day, I'm like, oh, wow, maybe I've got too much.
That's the first time you did one. That's what you said. I don't think I've got enough. I said, oh, you'll be fine. You just keep talking. It's all good.
But it's like, we always... Last time we did some tea leaf readings, some palmistry, and it was, very unique.
And the clearing negative energy was really good because it pays to clear your house, as often as possible, and keep your own energy and aura clear as well.
That's it, because, energy clearing is probably the hardest for people of clearing your energy. But, when I do workshops at the moment, I only do them at Ametrine because it's a perfect little location for it.
Yeah.
We always get a great little crowd at the same time, and the energy is always, how do I put it? Just so clear. It's like your little room, etc. Not that it's that little, it's like, but it's just, that nice spot. And since you're not in the hustle and bustle of the city with traffic going by every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's nice.
I remember my first workshop, the power went out.
Oh.
Yes, you were sick and...
Oh, that's right.
Yes, the whole power went out. So we ended up doing it by candlelight.
That's always good, isn't it?
And it's like, it didn't, nothing had to stop, nothing had to change. And everything just flowed. So it's funny that even in those times of, all the power went out completely, we could still run it. Still carry on. Because, it's not all based on technology, etc. It's based on, the experiences.
That's right.
And everybody gets to actually, instead of just listening to me talk all day, everybody gets to do something.
Yes, it's a very interactive workshop. So looking forward to Andy coming back to Ametrine. Hopefully we can fit a couple of workshops in before the end of the year.
I'm sure we can.
We've got a workshop coming up, an astrology workshop on the 7th of October.
Great.
Michael and I will be doing an introduction to basic astrology. So maybe you'd like to come up and join us.
I would love to come up and have a look.
Okay.
It's always a great...
Take you up on that.
Yeah, definitely, because it's always great to see the astrology side too and see how, no one can know it all.
No.
So, see something different to it that I haven't ventured into yet.
Oh, it'll be interesting to have you up there.
Yeah, it will.
Well, thanks for your time today.
My pleasure.
Always good to talk to you.
Always good to see you.
And I'm sure we could have carried on chatting for a lot longer, but we'll leave it there for today, and we'll have Andy back maybe another day to talk about some other things.
Thank you.